Welcome to the Dean's Den. My name is Garey Fox, and I'm the Dean of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences here at NC State University. And today we're going to bring you into the Plant Sciences building to meet our special guest, Dr. Tim Kelliher, Director of the Genome Editing Center for Sustainable Agriculture, a new research enterprise in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences here at NC State University. Tim, welcome to the Dean's Den. So 12 years at Syngenta. With Syngenta seeds and seeds research and doing biotechnology and CRISPR technology. So as you think about now coming to NC State from Syngenta and the launch of the Genome Editing Center, you know, what's the vision for that in 3 to 5 years?
The technology of gene editing has the ability to bring innovations to market much faster than traditional breeding.
Right.
Of all the kind of tools in the toolbox for a plant breeder, gene editing offers one of the greatest shortcuts to solve our challenges. So I think within NC State, right, and within the state itself, you know, we have just an enormous diversity of agriculture, like you said. All the different types of crops and trees, ornamental species, even Christmas trees. And so the idea of the center is we've got to have the right technology, we've got to have the right projects, and we've got to have an end-to-end vision to be able to take innovations from the college and get it to the market in order to really have an impact that we want to have. And so I think the vision of the center is that this is a really complicated set of things to do. Plant breeding is already very complicated.
That's right.
Then you involve biotechnology and genetics, and it just gets more and more. It's very difficult to really get that end-to-end right.
Right.
And so I think the idea of the center is let's try to do as much work up front to pick the right things and to do it right the first time.
Sure.
So that we're not trying to solve a problem and then 10 years later trying to solve the same problem still. We want to get it right.
So we've created the GEC, and I think one of the things that we've talked about before is the idea that, you know, what's unique to NC State is the fact that the pieces of the puzzle were kind of there, and the GEC is going to help bring those pieces together. Talk about some of those pieces of the puzzle that we need in order to be able to do gene editing.
Yeah, so we never know what's really going to work, which specific edit that we might make with a CRISPR enzyme, which can create the genetic change in the DNA to give a new crop trait. We never know exactly when which is going to work. So you've got to have a pipeline that's able to scale and test thousands of genetic changes, and then evaluate those changes in the plants.
That's right.
At the
That's
molecular
right.
level and then at the plant level. And so you already have that set up. You have the critical transformation lab, genotyping lab, greenhouses, which are just, you know, they're pieces of the infrastructure that are needed, and the teams already employed that are actively doing this work.
Right.
And you know, so that means that we can come in and get started right away.
Lots of people hear, you know, gene editing and CRISPR, and they think genetically modified, right? Yeah. How would you compare the two of those?
Right. The CRISPR tool that we're using came out in 2013 and has been revolutionizing medicine, and it's now solving human diseases. And it's basically something that can go in and modify the DNA that is in the cells of a human or a plant. And so you're really having the ability to rewrite life itself.
Right.
That is fundamentally different from a traditional GMO. Right. Because in a GMO, you're using DNA, you're taking DNA from another organism,
right?
Like a jellyfish or a bacteria, and trying to put that into a plant to improve it. And because you're using foreign DNA, that's regulated differently in the US and around the world,
right.
And they can be very expensive to bring to market because you need more safety studies. When you're using CRISPR, you're just slightly changing the DNA that's already there.
That's
you're not
right.
adding anything new.
There's no foreign DNA that's being introduced.
Exactly.
Right.
And so it's something that could have come about through breeding. You're just accelerating the process by making those specific changes. And so those are going to be regulated differently. It's already being perceived by consumers very differently than GMOs.
Fantastic. So, you know, when we talk about the diversity of agriculture in the state, if we're talking about the GEC taking us to where, you know, we're gonna be able to release new varieties and maybe even at a faster timeline, you know, there's gonna be lots of people that are gonna want access to this technology. And where do you start, right? Where are the low-hanging fruit, so to speak, on the gene editing space?
Leveraging the expertise in the college and some of the progress that's been made, we are starting to work on developing nematode resistant sweet potatoes. We also are starting to work on improving cotton, making it produce higher quality fibers with better yield. We are in conversations with the turf grass folks about improving the value of turf grass and improving its sustainability. We also have efforts in wheat to try to improve the use of wheat across the state. And, normally it's grown in the winter and used for pastry and bread market, but it could be used more for animal feed.
Animal feed,
I think
that's
it could
right.
improve farmer use of that second crop over the winter, which is a good sustainability push, soil
and
benefits.
helps our animal industry in the state, which is a large part of our $102 billion industry. Well, Tim, thank you for joining me today as part of our Dean's Den program, and we look forward to amazing contributions from the Genome Editing Center moving forward. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
So as you can see, we are extremely excited about what we're doing in the college as this new research enterprise. It's part of our future-proof mission in the College of Ag and Life Sciences to drive resiliency through innovation. And Dr. Kelliher is going to lead an incredible effort at doing that with our new Genome Editing Center. And I know if you're interested in learning more about genome editing, learning more about where this technology might be able to help our North Carolina agriculture, I know Dr. Kelliher would be very interested in speaking to you. So thanks again for joining us on Dean's Den. And Dr. Kelliher, I think you've been trained on how to do a Wolfpack symbol, so we're going to say, go pack.